Guys, it's here. This is like a holy grail for me. Zakk Wylde, Bullseye, Camo, limited run. This is insane that I'm holding this. This was an early 2000s custom shop. One of 500, it's 211 out of 500. Camo, Bullseye. This is it, dude. I grew up wanting to be Zakk Wylde. Like I just wanted to, that's all I wanted to do was just go whirr on everything. Angus Young is why I picked up a guitar, but Zakk Wylde is what made me want to go whirr. So this is it. So like we did the John Sykes thing a couple weeks ago, we're gonna do another Tone tribute. We're gonna go whole hog with this Camo thing, and we're gonna do Zakk Wylde's rig the best I can. So let's get started. I have a lot of the Zakk Wylde like signature pedals downstairs already, ready to go. Because like, how are you gonna get Zakk Wylde's Tone and not use his pedals? So I just grabbed all of them. So that's no surprise there. If it's a Zakk Wylde signature pedal, we probably have it or something like it. But there's a few things I haven't grabbed yet, namely delay and reverb, because I don't know what amp I'm gonna use. Zakk plays JCM 800s. Even his custom amps are built on a JCM 800. I don't know what JCM 800 options we have here in the store. I'm sure we have a few. So let's go hunting. Yeah, let's go hunting. DSL, JMP, Silver Jubilee, and we have 3 JCM 800 combos. Fuck, how do we have 3 of these things? 2 of the studios and one not studio. Okay. Worst case scenario, fire up all 3 of those at the same time. Yeah, we could. Let's keep looking. Let's go to the big headroom we have. All right.
Ooh, there's a switcher in here now.
Oh yeah, this is new. Come to see me. Try out our amp switcher. I mean, look.
All of them are plugged in?
7 of them. Well, yeah, there's 7. This is number 8. Number 7 was sold, so we don't have a number 7 in here right now. But yeah, we got 2 cabs and 7 or 8 heads all hooked up at once. You can just kind of go between them. Right now, we're actually set up in 8 and 1, so you get the slash magnetone combo as we have it. Soldano, based on JCMs, based on Marshalls, that would absolutely nail it. It's not true to what he played. He's a Marshall guy through and through. I mean, as we do this video, I think you guys will all be maybe not surprised, but you'll learn that he is extremely simple. It's just a lot of gain, but he's extremely simple, and I'll touch on that. The Friedman is probably something that would get us pretty close since there's such Marshall bass, but that isn't the one. Yeah. That's not the one I would go with. I would probably go with a BE over anything. Now, that said, we're sitting here in front of a JCM 800.
I didn't even
so I know, I was hiding it for a reason. So there is one, it's right here, it's hooked up. This is a newer one, so that's probably the one we're gonna go with. Look around though. Yeah. That said, I think there's a used JCM 800 downstairs, which means that, let's go with that. Closer to the video room. Yeah, boy. Right here. You can film my workers' comp incident. This is it. That's what we're gonna go with. Has the effects loop. I just knocked the mic, sorry. Has the effects loop that we need. So with that in mind, I'm gonna set this here. Let's go look at some pedals. I don't need a gain. We're gonna push the Marshall with the Zakk Wylde Overdrive. We'll talk about that. I already have the Zakk Wylde chorus pedal. I got the Zakk Wylde phaser. I got a surprise for the wah pedal. So I'm really just looking for some reverb. I know what I want to use, but I got to dig for it. Well, all right. I could spoil it and tell you what I'm looking for, or I could just show you when I grab it.
Does he use specific strings, or are we gonna get that deep?
He does use specific strings. We're not going to get that deep. His string gauge is insane. It's like 10s on the top, and like I think it's a 60 or 62 on the bottom. It is like a fat gauge. It's like the super beefy bottom. Like light top. Ooh, this one's a CME exclusive. We're grabbing that. Guitar, amps downstairs. You got a cab down there? Yeah. Cool. Zakk uses like Marshall cabs. He actually has his own black label speaker, but we're just gonna use Marshall cabs because that's what he would have used for the last 30 years. Yeah, he would have been using multiple full stacks. He's got it. There's actually.
Tanner, hold on. Go look at that.
No, what? Why am I shooting this? I'm gonna be shooting that.
You got EMTs on it too, bro.
Dude, we could do Zakk Wylde with that. What do you think, chat?
I'm going with this one. Sorry, Zach.
Have you guys come back here in a video before? Welcome to Backstock. Sneaky.
Yeah, there you go.
Like a glove. Make space for my ace. Zakk Wylde's pedal board. It is all over the internet. He's done probably 3 or 4 rig rundowns.
Different eras.
Yeah, different eras, but they're pretty constant. The one thing that we're not going to go after is the way he puts the delay on the board, because I've actually never heard him use the delay on the board the way it looks like it's set up, so we're going to skip that. But basically the trick is he's got a wah pedal into a Rotovibe pedal, into a phaser, into his Overdrive pedal. His Overdrive pedal is, well, it's right here. His Overdrive pedal is basically a Boss SD1. That's what he was using in the 80s. And so when he hit up MXR, maybe MXR hit up him to do a signature line, it was a slightly modified Boss SD1 circuit. And they say the secret is to set everything at 6. 666. I was taught that you do output and gain pointing like at each other, like that. Okay. There's something in the manual, maybe we can figure that out a little bit. For the Rotovibe, we don't have the Zakk Wylde signature Rotovibe, but you don't need it. And I'm here to tell you that because a Rotovibe pedal and a Zakk Wylde Rotovibe pedal are the exact same. It's slightly darker red, and it has Zakk's like Vertigo swirl thing, this pattern on it. It's no difference unless you really like Zakk, which I do, but you don't need it. Speaking of this is the Zakk Wylde chorus pedal. This is basically, and by basically I mean this is literally identical to MXR's analog chorus, the M234. Fun fact though, that pedal started life as the original Black Label chorus, which is also a Zakk Wylde pedal. They made it and then they unbranded it to Zakk, put it out there. It's hugely popular, very cheap, and then they brought this guy back out. Zakk was known for using the old yellow box MXR stereo chorus, very Randy Rhoads, like that was his inspiration. Super easy settings on that, we'll go with there. He's also got an MXR phaser. It's the Zakk Wylde Audio phaser, but it is just a phase 90. You can't beat it, it's one knob. It's dialing it into taste, but he's kind of doing the Eddie thing. Zakk like swirly, lush phaser. So that's what we're gonna go after. And finally, well, not so finally, delay. I chose the CME exclusive Dispatch Master from Earthquaker. 1, because it's hot, and 2, because it does delay and reverb in 1, and I don't need anything crazy out of the delay or the reverb. Different eras of Zakk, you would have seen like the 90s era, which I'm sure a lot of you really want me to dial in, is like the No More Tears era. He was using a Yamaha SPX 90 rack unit, and it had like a modulated chorusy reverb. It's awesome, it's iconic. The only thing I can think of that could come close to that is the H9 or the H90, and I don't want to menu dive for 20 minutes in an eventide. So I'm gonna get there pretty close with some delay, reverb, and some chorus in the effects loop. That's the important fact here. A lot of the old Guitar World like diagrams of what he would have been using, that's gonna show you, oh yeah, he has all his pedals here, digital chorus, and he's got all this stuff. But it doesn't show you that it's in the effects loop. Zakk was using rack stuff. In the 80s, he was using rack stuff, like John Sykes. It was like the thing to do in the 80s. I'm not even gonna touch the Pantera riffs because that's Dime stuff. And Zakk's playing Dime like Zakk. He's not doing a copy of Dimebag, which is cool, and I respect it. I'm a Texas boy, Dallas boy.
About that too.
Oh yeah, they were friends back in the day too. So like I said, I'm a Dallas boy. I grew up, unfortunately, too young to have seen Dime, but I used to go and I used to see Vinnie Paul and hung out with Vinnie Paul, hung out loosely, like in the same room, like at parties and after shows, during a show. Like he was a cool dude. So as a little bit of tribute, I don't have a Zakk Wylde wah, but I do have the Dimebag Daryl Cowboys from Hell or Wah from Hell or whatever it's called. So we're gonna do that. Zakk Wylde's exactly a little crossover action. Zakk Wylde's wah thing, it was like they extended the range, so it was a little throatier and a little screechier. So it was like instead of a regular range, it was a little wider. Yeah. This kind of gets there. Honestly, it's about knowing how to use the wah and less about the wah itself. That'll get you Zakk. It is hot as fuck.
You want me to move this fan a little closer?
Is there a fan? Dude, I'm sweating.
You feel it? Not really.
Oh, I do. It took a second, but I feel it. All right, so we got everything hooked up. Actually, I thought it was really cool. The amp that we grabbed happens to be a 1989, so it's at least semi of the era.
Why we didn't grab the used one? Or I mean the new one.
The new one, yeah. The new one, and Who knows? It probably sounds the same. Of note, I am not using the JCM's built-in reverb because he wouldn't have. He would have used a rack unit at that time, or honestly these days I don't think he's using reverb. I think he's just using a little delay, and like the room is the reverb, whether it's a small club or a huge stadium, depending on if he's playing with like Zakk Sabbath or if he's playing with Pantera. I think the reverb is taken care of. Let's talk about this guitar for a sec, because now that we're in our quiet zone, obviously it is just as straight up as you can get a Les Paul custom. Beautiful little stinger paint job on the back. I'm a sucker for stingers, dude.
The light neck too. It's a little different, you know.
I didn't like it at first.
I don't like it as much on the front though.
I don't like it on the front. I like it on the back. I'm into it.
It just makes the inlays not pop as much or something.
Yeah, it's almost like you should have gone black inlay on it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Actually, that could have saved it. Yeah.
It could have saved it. But yeah.
Bullseyes.
The Bullseye. Okay, so fun fact, Zakk Wylde, big fan of Black Sabbath, obviously big fan of like all the old school guys, huge fan of Tony Iommi. When he got into Ozzy in 87, might have been late 86, but I'm pretty sure it was 87, he was playing a Les Paul, and then he told Gibson, hey, I want the Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo swirl from the movie Vertigo. And they go, cool, gotcha. And they sent him a black and white Bullseye. And he goes, well, that's not right, but I got an album to do and I got to go on tour. So he didn't do it. And it very quickly became like synonymous with Zakk Wylde. So he never really did the Vertigo thing until he was way more established. He actually got Gibson to do a Vertigo. Now that he's got Wild Audio, he's done a bunch of Vertigo swirls. He's got a Vertigo swirl on this.
Wiggly, right? Yeah.
So here's his version of the Vertigo swirl. It's like a swirl within a swirl, kind of looks like a tunnel.
Yeah.
That's more his speed. It's also on the on the chorus pedal back there, which is in a loop. But the secret sauce to this guitar is the Zakk Wylde 8185 set of EMGs. High output, active pickups. They take this amp from sounding good into, I mean, with no overdrive on. Which, to me, that sounds like a JCM 800 with an overdrive pedal in front of it with a regular Les Paul. So this functionally acts as a preamp boost. I mean, I could roll the volume all the way down, and Zakk is a big volume guy. His clean tone is this with the volume off. So like, that's the volume at 1 or 2.
Cleans up, yeah.
It cleans up nicely, but you can hear there's a lot of grit there because those pickups are not quiet. They are pushing the signal like crazy. And that's to be expected. It's got a battery in it. It is an active pickup. Same thing goes for the neck pickup. Use it a lot. You'll hear me talk about the neck pickup when we talk about the Rotovibe. So that's his clean tone. It's just a fucking loud JCM 800 with active pickups rolled back. If you're looking at the rig, I did add one more pedal here, and it's because I want to play a lot of Zakk Wylde riffs without changing tuning on this thing. This is set up in half step down, E flat standard. And I'm gonna go to drop D every now and again, drop D flat. But this is gonna help me get down to the drop C, and for a few tunes like drop B or drop A. So we'll get there with this. Digitech drop pedal. Probably the best one in the game, honestly. The Neural DSP guys have a really good one on the Nano and the Quad Cortex. This is just as good. Cowboy Crybaby from Hell is actually what it's called. I have it set on one of the, basically it's no boost, and I don't have the volume doing anything crazy, but I do have the range dialed to the second, I don't know if this is last or first, but the second closest to me. Because Zakk has that really like screamy wah sound. So if he does something like this, you put the wah on, it's... That's kind of what I think. It kind of sounds like Steve Vai, if I'm gonna be honest with you, but... I had two of the Zakk Wylde wahs back in like 08. That's what it sounded like to me. Overdrive. I guess we'll go to Phaser first. Phaser. It's doing the EVH thing. He's got it at probably 10 o'clock, and it does this. I am 90% positive that he only uses that live in the studio for solos where he doesn't want to be writing on the Rotovibe. Because the Rotovibe is technically chorusy, but it sounds like a phaser. Because it achieves chorus by way of phase. But yeah, it's when he wants to get really weird with it and control the speed, that's when he does the Rotovibe, which he has the intensity all the way up. Just roll that thing forward. It's not in vibrato mode. It is in chorus mode. So it kind of does. The depth, it's based on the old Univibes that had the separate foot switch. The depth is here on the intensity. It's a little roller knob. And then this is just the speed that you're controlling. But when you go lower speeds, it does kind of have that effect of like the intensity is not as much because it's just the way that kind of goes. But like... Go listen to some Zakk, you'll hear it. It's over everything.
Those on the bends, it sounds so.
Yeah, it's like when you go up, basically you just... It's kind of, I mean, he was a huge Hendrix fan, so that's where he got the Rotovibe idea. I mean, before he had his own Crybaby, he was using a Hendrix wah too, so he's a big Hendrix guy. Okay, last thing, Overdrive. I'm not even using it yet. That's insane. Before we talk about the Overdrive, we should talk about the amp, because I think that those...
It's already doing the lifting.
It's doing the heavy lifting. So, as I said earlier, Zakk's really simple. The tone on this guitar and this amp, I'll read it off to you. I got presence right at 3, so right around 10 o'clock. I have the master volume is turned down because we are in we live in a society, and that's not a nice thing to do. But that's fine because there is a really good master volume circuit. I have the reverb off. The bass is dimed. It is at full-blown 10. That would sound crazy on most. It would sound bad, but the thing is with the Marshall circuits, especially the older ones, older than this, the gain travels through each of the knobs on the older amps. So like when you do it right, like the EVH thing was just a dime every knob. So when you dime the bass, you would think, oh shit, that's gonna sound bad, but actually, it's really nice and full, and the pedal helps with that as well. The mids I have right at 6, so 12:31 o'clock. The treble, I actually rolled back a little bit, but it's right around 1 o'clock. And the volume and the gain, like the channel volume and channel gain, dimed. Full-blown 10. We'll touch on that when I do a different era tone, but 10 is the game. So I opened the manual for the Overdrive pedal, specifically the old one, not the Wild Audio one. Yeah. And it said the output and gain were at 6, so 1 o'clock, and tone was to taste. I didn't like how much gain that added, so I actually rolled mine back to about, I don't know, 11 o'clock. And let's see what that sounds like. That's off. Here's on. Really lops off that low end, and that's kind of the expectation when you run a Tube Screamer or an SD1 or any really like nice overdrive pedal into the front of a high gain amp. It's gonna chop that low end, but because it's chopping it, it's also tightening up the low end. Let's do a low end. Let's do a bottom test. The tight bottom test. It's a beefy bottom when it's turned off. Before the comments start coming for me, yeah, I do personally think that it sounds better with more bottom end. I like the beefier sound, yeah. But that's not how Zakk rolls.
Plus, if you're in a band context,
that low end is going to get, especially recording, it's gonna get chopped off in a recording. It's gonna get lost in the mix. It's gonna muddy up your bassist. It's not important. That's why Zakk dimes it, because he wants that bass to persist through the drive pedal. Okay. That's the marriage there. Yeah, I think right now in this room, that sounds badass. But that's not Zakk. This is. So, haters come at me.
Plus you get more pinchies out of that guy.
That's it, dude. I mean, like.
Yep.
Back on my pinch game, y'all. So that's the setup. The last thing is I do have a chorus and a delay in the back. I'll talk about those settings when I turn them on, because I'm not playing them for a little while. Actually, you can hear the delay and the reverb.
You hear the
I'm making it so subtle because it's a dispatch master, so it's a delay and reverb in one. I got the repeats not so much. I have the time around 500 milliseconds or to my ear, and I have the reverb turned up pretty high, but I have the mix turned down because I just don't want it to sound crazy. Zakk, other than like crazy solos in like 89, 90, 91, he wasn't using like a shitload of reverb. He was just jamming. And that's the thing I want to get across is Zakk is so simple, especially in his older age. He's just like, yeah, that's a lot of cables. Yeah, it's a lot of pedals, but he turns them on and it's just candy at this point. It's the meat of his tone is right here and right there and sometimes right there. So let's start with some newer Zakk Wylde. That's cool. Okay, so if that's D flat, then I need to go down another whole step to B, is that right? That's what it is. Yeah, that's some beef. That's a drop B riff, dude. Back to normal. That's crazy. Riff marathon here. Woo, that was shit, but it was cool. Hey, I'm gonna reiterate that this guitar just came in and I didn't get any time to practice for any of this. It just had to happen because how often do you get
know some of these?
Oh, you know what? I spent all my high school years playing all these riffs. I just have a list of riffs on my phone over here that was like, hey, you should play these riffs. There's no notes, there's no tabs. It's just like, it's just shit I learned 15 years ago, 20 years ago. So yeah, but how often do you get a guitar 1 of 500 in like this? You don't, not like this. And my favorite guitar player, it probably, I mean, So,
Yeah.
the very first video I ever shot here was the Pee Wee Zakk Wylde video, where it was like, we have a tiny Zakk Wylde guitar. Let's do a tiny band doing the solo for No More Tears. And that was awesome. And that was my very first video. And I'll never forget, we had the guitar here, and Drew, behind the camera here, he was like, dude, I think the only time or first time you ever saw the Zakk Wylde guitar was in the Fast and Furious in the party scene at the very beginning. Yep. And the guy's playing, we figured this out earlier. What he's playing is something like, but what you hear from the soundtrack is,
"'Cause the buster kept me out of handcuffs."
After a street race?
I know. Zakk Wylde is the artist that I think I've seen more than any other artist live. I've seen him with Ozzy, I've seen him with his own band, Black Label Society, I've seen him with Generation Axe, and I've seen him with Zach Sabbath. Is that it? Did he do more? I didn't see him on Experience Hendrix, but that comes out to 14...
Are you gonna go see
Pantera?
Yeah.
So 14 with an asterisk, because I was going to see them with Metallica. Pantera was playing with Metallica. I left work to go to Soldier Field, and the traffic was so bad that I had floor seats. I walked in, and they just finished, I can hear Cowboys from Hell on the way in, and at the end...
started as you fucking...
No, I walked in as Zakk Wylde is doing... Like, they're walking off, like they're done. And I was there for like 30 seconds in his presence, and I was like, I'm sorry, Father Zakk, I didn't see your set. So 14 and .2. I've seen Zakk Wylde like 15 times. Zakk, if you're watching this, and I know you aren't, but if you're watching this, come to see me, come hang out. A long time ago, he had some guitars stolen while he was on tour. I think it was with Experience Hendrix.
Stolen guitar?
Someone brought it here to sell to us, and I might have that wrong. Either someone brought it to us to sell it and we notified some people, or we found it on Reverb and notified some people. Either way, Reverb are the people who actually notified Zakk.
Okay.
And so Zakk thinks that Reverb found his stolen guitars, but really it was us. So Zakk, come on, dude.
Come visit.
Bring it on. Come hang out. I got amps, I got guitars. I want to shake your head. I want to shake his head. Any Black Label Society fans out here? I'm not going to sing it, but you know where to fill it in. That's the squealy riff. Everybody wants to hear the squealies. That drop pedal is coming in too clutch. I realized that I didn't play the wah pedal at all, so that's all the wah you're gonna get. On.
Yeah.
Mix is about 1 o'clock. Everything I said about the delay and the reverb is gonna stay. I'm gonna turn the reverb down a hair and the mix up, just to give it more of that. The big difference is that I feel like back then he probably would have run the gain a little cleaner, but still run the overdrive.
Yeah.
So gain on the amp now, full blast, is a little less hairy. When you're taught like how to build tones, people say you got to use less gain than you think, because that's like there's processing and there's all sorts of other stuff going into a mix of a song, and you
Take it back time.
yeah, like it's mostly like when you hear a song that's fully mixed, there's a lot of other things contributing to what you feel like is like gain and heaviness, tape saturation, other instruments, things like that. So 90% of your favorite tones are probably a little less gain than you think. And I would say that for the 80s Zakk stuff, it's a little less gain, but also Zakk is just more gain. As you heard earlier, it is gain and then punch it some more. So not always true. So here's the amp tone now. You hear that chorus, it's really nice and wobbly. That to me already sounds like the late 80s and early 90s Ozzy. Let's kick the overdrive on, see what that sounds like. We have arrived! Okay, here's what you guys want to see. Or a little, that's just, it's 80s, it's gained, and it feels to me, just sitting in front of a mono cab, the chorus is running mono, the delay and reverb is running mono, that feels like that 80s rack sound. If you had two of these or you ran this whole thing in stereo, it would be huge, and it's not perfect.
Will be
where we did the John Sykes thing.
We've done stereo and took it to the next level, so we might have to.
Yeah, next time, okay. I have another artist, a big favorite of mine, in mind. Look, I'm a child of, I was raised on 80s rock and metal. The next artist also used Rex. And I think stereo is the only way to do it.
Okay.
So we'll go there next time. Let's do some more late 80s, early 90s Ozzy's riff. God, that sounds just like his tone on No Rest for the Wicked. That's literally the end of a song. That's fucking incredible. This is by far my favorite tone I've ever done. I'm 100% doing some nano captures at both volume settings. That is the messiest I've ever played that. Wow.
Cool.
Well,
Good.
apologies to anybody who really, really cares about phaser. I didn't use it. I can tell you if you go watch Zakk live, he uses the shit out of it, but it's not something that he uses like in his riffs as much. It's a lot.
solos.
It's a lot of solos. He leaves it on. Like I said, it achieves what he wants with the Rotovibe, but he uses the Rotovibe when he wants more control. So either like crazy solos or like really pulled back, like clean stuff. So no phaser, but the Overdrive really did it for me.
Do you own one of those?
I don't own one of these. I do own a Boss SD1, which is what he used. It's actually what he used on that record. But I can't, I'm gonna be honest. I've never played a guitar with EMGs and actively tried to dial in the Zakk tone. I always thought there might be a little hype on like, you can get a Zakk tone.
yeah,
you can get a Zakk Wylde tone. Man,
It's a lot easier.
it is insane. Like sitting right here, I don't know how it sounds coming through the mics, but sitting right here, this tone specifically sounds just like the stuff he was using on No More Tears and even No Rest for the Wicked with a little bit of the chorus dialed in, mixed down a little bit. Man, I am so impressed with that. Unfortunately, you can't do modulation or delay in your nano captures, so I'll upload just the bare bones head. You can definitely add it in there. There's a great couple of choruses and reverbs in there. Up to you to make it yours, but I am shocked how close this got to my ear. I'm more impressed with the 90s Zakk tone than the later 2000s tone, but honestly, his tone now is just a onslaught of gain.
EMGs now? Sounds like you don't own it.
I don't own EMGs. I have a Les Paul that I don't use all the time. I might throw some EMGs in it now because that was insane.
Speaking of EMGs,
Oh,
We actually already have seen this.
we've already seen it, but we haven't played it. Hold on.
in this video you have,
Yeah, we were walking downstairs and Nick.
We were hunting.
you have to plug this in. Like,
Can this also do?
I heard if it works anyway. I heard everything that you've been doing down here. The knob is the knob's loose, by the way.
Okay.
Just the chrome is. So
Okay.
you gotta push pull on it.
Did you hear, Nick?
Huh?
Did you hear how close this was to the No More Tears tone?
No, I was upstairs.
It's
Yeah, it was really good.
It's really close. I'm surprised. It's the EMGs.
Is it push pull? There's a push pull on it.
Oh, is it? It's like it sounds like I'm just getting neck pickup.
Always.
Here we go. Guys, thank you once again for coming with me on this tone journey, this tone tribute. It's not every day you get to pay tribute to your heroes, and it's really cool that when a piece like this comes in, I swear to God, that when this came in the week that it got here, I think I got texted like 5 or 6 times by different employees going, look what's here, look what's here.
It's your guitar.
As if I didn't see it when it walked in. Come on, guys. But no, for real, it's awesome. Everybody knows I'm the Zakk Wylde guy. This is I mean, it's cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's cool. It's expensive. It's rare. 1 of 500. 23 years old. 2002. But it's not expensive and stupid because it's not cool. It is everything that you want, especially if you're playing Zakk Wylde stuff. Even if you're not, like it's cool, man. Like I said, I didn't really buy into the EMG hype, but man, I would say 100% certainty. It's crucial. It's crucial to the Zakk Wylde tone now. Let me know how you think I did. Some people didn't think I nailed John Sykes 100%. You know, that wasn't really the goal. It was my tribute. This is also my tribute. This is not the greatest tone in the world. This is just a tribute. Let me know who else you want to see me attempt to do a tone recreation of. I got a lot of comments like John Mayer and stuff. I'm like, those are really good ideas for someone else, because like, much respect, love John Mayer, not my kind of tone. There's a couple really cool pieces here, guitars and amps, that I want to do some stuff on. So we'll do some more of these pretty soon. But till next time, come and check this guy out and drop a comment, leave us a like, leave us some love. See you guys next time.